Today we're gonna be talking about um, men being alone in today's society. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is this a necessity? Is these things that men need to learn the qualities of before they can continue on in their life to be uh, anything for anybody else? You know what I'm saying? Let's get into it.
Tackle the concept of being alone and how that's something that men cannot be afraid of. Because sometimes when you're alone, that's when you do your best thinking. That's when you get motivated. That's when you really get on your mission. You feel me? And if you can't get motivated when you're alone, you damn sure don't need to be with in no relationship or have no family. Because if the only way you can be motivated to do anything is because you have a wife and children, then you're not going to be effective as a man. Because what happens if that wife leaves you and takes the children? You know what I'm saying? Now you're just going to be lost.
Top of the morning. This beautiful Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get into this content today. You know what I mean? Today we're gonna be talking about men being alone in today's society. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Is this a necessity? Is these things that men need to learn the qualities of before they can continue on in their life to be uh, anything for anybody else? You know what I'm saying? Let's get into it.
I'm going to tackle the concept of being alone and how that's something that men cannot be afraid of. Because sometimes when you're alone, that's when you do your best thinking. That's when you get motivated. That's when you really get on your mission. You feel me? And if you can't get motivated when you're alone, you damn sure don't need to be with in no relationship or have no family. Because if the only way you can be motivated to do anything is because you have a wife and children, then you're not going to be effective as a man. Because what happens if that wife leaves you and takes the children? You know what I'm saying? Now you're just going to be lost.
So let's get into it, man. Like he said, man, you know what I'm saying? I would say almost 85% of marriages, 80 to 85% of marriages end the exact way he said, you know what I'm saying? What if the woman chooses to leave you and gonna take them kids? And in most cases, that's exactly what happens, you know what I'm saying? And even with that, let's touch on the topic of marriage. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you feel? You know what I'm saying? Jump in these comments, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, let's have these conversations together. I created this channel so we can get a better understanding of each other. Um, Namely black folks, but I'm not gonna just limit that at black or white, you know what I'm saying? Because the time we living in today, everybody's going through something. Just because a person is white don't mean they are on the receiving end of all the good shit in the world, because they're not. You know what I'm saying? I got white homeboys that grew up in a struggle. Like both of their parents was on drugs. You know what I'm saying? When you growing up like that and then you have friends, you don't see color. All you see is the struggle. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna just limit these conversations to just black and white. This is a streamlined situation where we stand in society today, period, in general. You know what I'm saying? But what's your thoughts on marriage these days? You know what I'm saying? Me personally, now I'm a family oriented guy. Uh, Family does mean a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, I grew up in a household with my mother and my father and my siblings. Granted, uh, and this is the information that I'm going to put out there, but I'm not putting this out there for it to mean anything. I'm not trying to establish no line of separations or nothing like that between my siblings. That ain't already separated. But anyway, I never saw the difference. I was in a household where I was the only child that my mother and my father had together, biologically. Um, the rest of my siblings, uh, I got a brother and a sister that all three of us, we had the same father, but they have the same mother. And I have a brother, when me and him had the same mother, but we got different fathers. But we was all raised together. My daddy raised my brother as his own. My mama raised my brother and my sister as her own. So I never did really pay attention to the differences because we were just all family. We got older and people started to shed light on those differences, and then you kind of caused a rift between us because I felt like it was a slap in the face. You know what I'm saying, on both ends. You know what I'm saying, but uh, marriage to me, even before I was even sexually active or anything like that, I always had in my heart, like, I didn't want to be one of those guys that had multiple children by multiple different women and this is that and the third. I didn't because it's not what I was raised around. You know what I'm saying? Um, I always wanted that relationship. You know what I'm saying? One man, one woman, and we have a family together. That's how I was raised. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted. Still to this day, I have one kid. I had my son when I was 19 years old. You know what I'm saying? Um, I didn't want to have no more kids after that. You know what I'm saying? Because if I wasn't married, I wasn't gonna have no more kids. Because I learned the lesson immediately when my son's mother gave birth to him. We was together for like 9 years. I chased this girl from the fifth. This is no, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm being straight up. I chased this girl when I first met my son's mother. I was in the fifth grade. I chased this girl from the age of 10 to the age of 15. Every time I seen her, every year, I would try to, you know what I'm saying, get a number or whatnot. And I'm gonna tell you what caused me to be so persistent. Every time I asked her for her number, she would tell me she had a boyfriend and she couldn't do that. That made me want her even more because now I know you ain't even like these rest of these bras out here, nigga. You got something going on. You gonna stay loyal to that till it ain't there no more. Then you gonna move on with your life. I admired that. So I kept trying every time. And then I remember my 10th grade year in Hunters Lane, walking towards the area where we go towards the buses. And I seen her on the wall, and I remember in my mind I was telling myself, the last time I'm gonna ask this bitch for a number. You know what I'm saying? And in hindsight, I say this joke, but then I was happy as fuck. She gave me a number. She didn't have no boyfriend. She gave me a number, and that's where it started. Then I was happy as hell. Now, if you ask me, I would say that was probably the worst day of my fucking life when she gave me a number. You know what I'm saying? But at the moment, I was in bliss, nigga. The girl that I've been wanting for all these damn years, I finally got her. So I chased her for those 5 years. We was together for 9. I damn near chased her those 9 years. I started to really learn and understand uh, the power that females have. Uh, you know what I'm saying? And if you are not aware of it or you're not aware of yourself, you will fall victim to the shit that they do. You know what I'm saying? Uh, the reason why I say that is because, like I said, those 9 years we was together, I was chasing her. I felt like I was chasing her because it was always one of those situations where, like, I'm trying to figure out what could be the problem, and it's one of those, what's wrong, nothing, nothing, nothing. And then when a nigga be like, all right, cool, then you don't even care, you know what I'm saying? So it was one of those things that took me through that turmoil, that up and that down of a woman's emotions. That I'm like, damn, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? And I was in love with this girl, man. Like, man, um, I remember a time where, and these is around the time when things like kind of started to change in my mind. I remember one time she came over to my mom's and pop's house, and she was telling me she was breaking up with me. And I ain't ashamed to admit I was a young nigga at this time. So man, like I was really begging this girl not to break up with me, man. Like really, real deal begging on my hands and knees, begging this woman not to break up with me. And I remember seeing a slight smirk on her face during one of the times I asked her not to break up with me. And like, mind you, I'm on the verge of crying, nigga. I wasn't crying, but I was on the verge of it. And I seen a slight smirk on her face. And immediately my heart turned cold, nigga. I was like, you getting amusement out of this shit? You know what I'm saying? I didn't say none of that shit. I just, when I peeped it, I stood up and I'm like, you know what? If that's what you want, that's what you want. Go ahead. And it was like, when that happened, it was like, she didn't say nothing. She went ahead and left, but the look on her face was like, hold on, what? This shit ain't going like I was wanting it to go. Needless to say, we got back together. So that was the first point of me starting to realize the games that women play. And so to like elaborate in the end and bring in on this question where we feel marriage. I remember when I bought her a ring. And I was giving it to her. And in the midst of me giving it to her, I'm thinking like, nigga, you is fucking up. You know what I'm saying? So I gave it to her, put it on her finger and everything like that. And she was like, you ain't gonna get on your knees. You ain't gonna. And I'm like, man. So I ain't gonna count on phone them. I went on the couch and I'm like, man. You know what I'm saying? I kind of slid down the couch a little bit. So I'm like partially on the couch and partially on my knee. And I'm like, man, this shit ain't going. But she was like, I asked her or whatever. And then she was like, it's kind of big. I had bought the ring from a pawn shop. So I was like, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna get it sized up for you and everything like that. She never saw that ring again. You know what I'm saying? I made it my business to make sure she never saw that ring again because at the time that me making that decision, it was something let me know inside of me, nigga, this is not where you need to be going with her. You're going to be in a worse situation than what it's already going to be. I didn't know what it was going to be, but something in me did. When she gave birth to my son, it was immediately, she grew up in a home where she was a single parent household. Her mother, you know what I'm saying, took care of her. Father wasn't around. Her daddy left her when her mother got pregnant. And he went off and had another family. Had two, three more other daughters. You know what I'm saying? Um, so when Doughboy was born, it was like immediately the vibe changed. It was like immediately I have to be a single parent. She didn't have to be. She wanted to be. I put myself on child support. My son was 4 months old. You understand what I'm saying? Because I knew where this shit was headed. And I'm gonna cap it on this point, but she tried to go and put me on child support the day after I put myself on it. And that's when she realized I put myself on child support. She called my phone. Her exact words to me was, how dare you? I never ran from no kind of responsibilities or nothing like that. I knew I was too young to, because understand something. When I was 19 years old, dude, what's the best word I could use? I was fucking nuts, bro. When I was 19, I was fucking nuts, cuz, you know what I'm saying? And people who know me now be like, nigga, you throw it off now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not wrapped too tight, bro. And I've been through a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to shed no light on this or glorify it or anything like that, but like I had a lot like serious gang activity going on in my life at a young age. You know what I'm saying? So I had my feet wet on some street shit at a very young age. Did I love her? Yes. Did I want to be a father, the same kind of daddy my daddy was for me? Yes, but I was torn. I was torn. I had been through situations that kind of altered my outlook on life a bit at a young age. Seeing niggas die in front of me at a young age and all kind of things that you supposed to suppress kind of changes you on the inside. And so I had I had 8 toes in the street and I had 2 toes in the house with my girl and the kid. Needless to say, that shit wasn't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So, um, I always that was something I always wanted, but I'm a realist at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I'm a realist too. I know what things seem to be and what they are. Would I want to get married this day and time? I guess honestly, I probably wouldn't be completely objective to it, but I just don't see it being a smart move for men anymore because these women know from the jump. And I'm gonna be honest with you, for the most part, it seems like the outlook on relationship is just this is just another form of the relationship. Marriage is just another form of relationship. We get married, but it's the same. If I wake up one day, I don't want to be with you no more, nigga, I'm gone. And guess what? They get paid for that shit. It's just to understand and realize that I was in a relationship with a woman, and because the relationship didn't go no further, I have a bill for the rest of my life that I gotta give her half of everything I ever had because we didn't work out. It's not fair, man. It's not fair. So, and women are aware of this. You know what I'm saying? What he said about the woman that decides to leave and take the children. Majority of the time, they do. You know what I'm saying? And the problem is society don't give no fuck about what men go through, bro. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. You know what I'm saying? Even on the child support situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I put myself on child support when I was 19. I was probably working at a warehouse or fast food restaurant some motherfucking well. They set my shit at $350 and then put me $1,500 in the hole. My son was 4 months old. And I had proof of everything that we had done while she was pregnant. The judge told me, that don't mean anything. These are things you were supposed to do. So I'm showing you proof that I did the things I was supposed to do, and you penalizing me for it like I didn't. You feel me? Still to this day, they eating on me. My son and his mama just got like $13,500 from me, nigga, in a lump sum. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? They don't care what men go through, man. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up. So I don't see marriage really being a very good thing for society these days because it's only beneficial to the woman. When people ask me about marriage, I look at marriage the same way I look at gang affiliation. You make that choice and you know what you get, you know what you're signing yourself up for. So you can't have a change of heart when you see a nigga get killed. You can't have a change of heart when you see motherfuckers want to attack you because of what set you on or whatever the case may be. You know what came with this. So it ain't no change of heart. I can't do this shit no more, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I look at it the same way. So when you get married to somebody and you take that vow and you say for sicker, for health, for better, for worse, richer, poor, all this old bullshit, you say this shit, you take that vow. 3 to 5, 15 years later, it's this is I was wrong. I was wrong. I didn't want this at the time. No, yeah, you did. You know what I'm saying? So where do I see marriage being in these day and time? I don't think it's really beneficial. I think society has thrown away the concept of what marriage is really supposed to be. Because now it's just about money. You know what I'm saying? So to the original question, do I feel like men should know what it feels like to be on their own, uh, and to not only to be alone, but just to really take a real deep look inside of yourself to know who you are, what you're capable of, and the things that you should stand on as a man. I feel like it's very important because in most cases we get left alone anyway, bro. I know, you know what I'm saying. I make music. I'm not gonna say this guy's name because I still do got love for him. You know what I'm saying? He's helped me throughout the years. He was probably the first person that ever recorded me. I remember I ain't gonna touch on that, but he was the first person that ever recorded me. But throughout the years of dealing with this brother, it would be always on and off. You know what I'm saying? Like we recording and we get into the shit. You know what I'm saying? And we being consistent with this shit. I'm in the damn near all the time. But anytime he ever broke up with his girl or anything like that, nigga, production dropped. I'm calling again to he ain't answering the phone for me. No shit like this. And then I don't know what's going on till I get back around him. I understand this is behind a woman. And every time that we wind up backing away from the microphone and the speakers and shit, it would be because of that. I remember the last time that we kind of went through the situation, he was with a chick and she'd been gone for some days or so. So I come over there, I record, and we having a conversation, and he was like, man, she done left, I don't know what's going on, this, that, and the third. Now, mind you, whole time, I already been looking at this bitch sideways, because I see she trying to take advantage of my homie. So I asked the nigga one day, I was like, hey, bro, I said, man, just between me and you, man. I said, do you feel like she really loves you, or think she just taking advantage of you, bro? And nigga looked at me in my face and said, man, I know she taking advantage of me. So at that point in my mind, I'm like, I don't got nothing else to say to you, because I didn't have nothing else to say to him on the topic, because it's like, so you willingly putting yourself through this shit. You know she ain't shit. So at that point I'm like, me and him making music together is gonna probably get nipped in the bud again. And once it get nipped in the bud at this point, I'm not coming back. You know what I'm saying? Because now I know you are only productive when you got a sack chaser around you. Because like I said, he admitted to it. He knew she was taking advantage of him. So, you know what I'm saying? I think it's very important for men these days, man, to really tap in with themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta learn how to not have anything or anybody. Because granted, just to be 100, we don't really know the people that we involved with, if they really involved with us because they want us or whatever they can get from us. Because these days it's like splitting hairs. You know what I'm saying? And then American women, and I'm gonna say black women, because I don't see other races of women doing this. You know what I'm saying? I've seen clips of guys on the street asking women questions, and these females is walking, and you ask them, if you get with a man, how much he need to be making, and this, that, and the third. Bitch, that he need to be at least making 3K, 300K, you know what I'm saying, 600K. Bitch, you have no vehicle. I gotta be making 300,000 to fuck with your broke ass. So that lets me know I have to be making this amount of money, not for us, but for you. This is what you can get from me. You know what I'm saying? So they have blatantly expressed what they expect from men and black men. This is why you see so many females trying to promote divesting. Man, we finna go get some white boys. Da 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 da. Yeah, these niggas ain't da da. But for you females, I don't think you realize like the tag you putting on yourself even when you do that. Because I don't in what right mind would any man of any other race want to come and scoop you up when at the drop of the dime you throwing a men of your own race under the bus for $1 bill? So in my mind, I feel like marriage is a lost concept, because society has made it a financial gain for the woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's all it is. That's all it is. I feel like at this point in time in society, females look at men for no other reason than this is a extra revenue source for me. If I ain't got it, I know I can call him and he gonna give it to me because we having sex. You know what I'm saying? And if he not gonna give it to me, I'm gonna leave his ass. You know what I'm saying? And which I feel like that alone is kind of crazy, because females, like, why the fuck do y'all be acting like the only motherfucker getting any kind of satisfaction in a sexual intercourse situation between two people is just a man? Now, I ain't toot my own motherfucking horn, but nigga, beat, nigga. When I tell you, I know how to push them fucking buttons. And if we get physical, bitch, I'm not gonna be the only motherfucker getting no satisfaction. And that's for damn sure. So why should I have to give you everything I've ever made, ever thought about making, and half of the shit that I already got because we having sex? But you can't even give me your honesty. You can't even give me your loyalty. I'm supposed to give you everything I have because we physical. Nah, man, and that's crazy, because in society, like, these females, live their life and they express this. They prostitutes. But when you call them a bitch, they get offended. But that's what's being promoted in the world today from women. These women are saying if you having sex with this man, he ain't giving you no money, you need to leave him. If you having this sex man, you having sex with this man and he ain't got no nice car, you tripping. If you having sex with this man and he ain't breaking his bank account for you, then you are tripping. This is fucking prostitution. But it's got the green light. But where does that put the man? Where does that put the man in a situation? We still losing. So, I'm very secluded. I'm a very secluded person. You know what I'm saying? I'm very antisocial. I got bipolar depression. I got PTSD. I don't look at people the same. You know what I'm saying? I'm alone majority of the time. You know what I'm saying? I have physical, encounters with females whenever they take place, but for the most part, it's not. I'm not looking. I remember a time when it was like, dude, man, I need to go get some gas. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why they always came in threes for me. I don't know why. It's always been a weird situation. I could go through a drought, not have nobody, around me for a while, and then I run across one chick. A day or two, a week later, I run across another chick. Some time go by, I run across another chick, and I got all three of them like lined up. And like one no more coming. I be dealing with them three females. Like, mind you, I'm not in a relationship with none of them, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm dealing with all three of these females, and once they start to fade out, they fade out one by one, and then it's another drought. It's always been like that for me. I have no idea why. Until the time where I found it more important for me to be alone. It's kind of scary almost to the point because it's like now I see the mentality of women more than I see them. You know what I'm saying? When I see one, I see how they carry themselves, how they move. I feel like I get a feeling of what type of person they are. And I'm gonna just be real. A lot of the shit I be seeing, I don't even waste my breath to even say nothing because I already know what this is gonna be. Just judging by how they move, and you know what I'm saying, like. And I'm gonna just be real and like what he said. If you can only be motivated when you got the opposite sex around you, then you tripping as an individual. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to know how to maneuver alone. Because in most cases you gonna end up alone. I've always looked at life this way. Like I was born alone. I'm living and going through this pain alone, and I'm gonna die alone. So for me to put a certain level of importance on if I have another woman around me or not, it's kind of, it's not there anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I could say it ever been. You know what I mean? I ain't never been that driven for females. I ain't never been one of those type of niggas that's gonna put on a show because there's females around type shit. I ain't never been one of them niggas, man. I always been me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not finna show you no fake shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not finna do that. Because I'm not finna show you no fake shit. And for this very reason, it's something I learned in life growing up, is the fact that when you faking a funk and you trying to put on a certain persona that's really not you, at some point, you gonna have to show and prove. So if you out here and you acting like you this big gangster and this, that, and the third, nigga, you ain't scared or nothing like that, sooner or later, you gonna have to prove that shit. And if you ain't really about what you talking about, nigga, you gonna have more problems going to bed than anything because you going to bed knowing you's a sucker ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? And that shit probably hurt. You know what I'm saying? Probably hard for you to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't never been that nigga. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I've had regrets in my life to where, and that's what made me say that. I've laid in the bed and be like, damn, I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that type of shit. But it ain't never been no fake shit that I had to put on, and now I gotta question myself if I'm gonna really do this or not. You know what I'm saying? But it just goes to show you, man. Like, people think more about the perception of others than they think of themselves, man. You gotta find yourself. Find yourself, man. Because the moment that you can't give your all to somebody else, guess what they gonna do? They gonna leave your motherfucking ass high and dry by yourself. So you might as well get used to what that feels like. But it's not a bad thing. Everything in my life is structured. When I go to the gym, I write it on a motherfucking calendar. My goals that I got, even with this channel, with the other channel that I have, with me making content, doing the voiceovers, with me making music, with me directing and shooting videos and being a video editor, all this shit, everything is structured. Everything. Everything is written down. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't know how to tap into you, you're going to have a hard life as a man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go ahead and cut this short, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, tune in for more content, man. Get in these comment sections, man. Let me know how you feel. You know what I'm saying? What's your outlook on these things? Let's have these conversations, man. This is a time we get into society where we are breaking away further and further away from each other, and the world is getting worse. So we have nobody that we can really connect with, and really, you know what I'm saying, when the shit really hit the fan, you're going to be just like the topic in this video. You're going to be alone. So let's do it, man. You know what I'm saying? So this is the Joyner. This is the Honest Expression. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, nigga. Let's go.
I don't trust niggas, I got many friends, cause niggas be quick to hang you to stick with this shit in. See me spazzing out and say Joyner with this shit again, but it never really took a lot for me to go spin a bin, double back and go spin again. In the water you sink or swim, can't trust a bitch further than you can see them. Only want your per diem, get niggas set up by police, then crying, hollering about freedom and